All right, good morning, everybody. I'm here with one of the most phenomenal people I have known since I have been in RPS, none other than Superintendent Kamras. Oh my goodness, it is such an honor and a pleasure that you would come on and have some fun with us today as we are celebrating teachers. And so we definitely just wanted to make sure that we got none other than the superintendent to come on and have some fun and answer some questions and see where we are.
My pleasure.
First
My
off, so
pleasure.
I got to ask a quick, the people want to hear it, so I got to ask these really, really important questions. How many Zoom meetings have you done without your pants? They want to know.
I think I've lost count at this point. Quite a few. But I'm definitely getting better at
it. Definitely, we know this has been a trying time for everybody, including all the administration and teachers and staff. And I just want to say that I firmly believe that RPS has been doing a phenomenal job as far as how you guys have been handling the pandemic, especially with the food services and RPS at home. And everybody has been really, really transparent in keeping open communication, which we think is really, really good. So we're going to jump right into some questions and see where let's have some fun.
Okay, so, let's do it. Thank you for the kind words.
Here's the next question. So what is the first restaurant that you're going to visit when this whole quarantine thing is over? Where are you going?
Oh, that's easy. We're going to go to Pearlie's, which is a family favorite of ours. Yes, my boys absolutely love it. So that's our treat restaurant. So that's where we're going to head first when it opens up.
That's great. Now, listen. I remember the last time we did speak when we were doing some advocacy and getting that budget all passed and everything like that or whatever. I promised you some red-eye cookies.
Oh, yes. We got them.
You finally got them?
Yes, we got them. Thank you so much.
So yeah. How were they? Were they phenomenal?
They were really, really good. Now, the problem is they don't help with my diet, but they were very, very good.
They don't help with anybody's diet. That's not what they're for. All right, let's move into another question. As this is Teacher Appreciation Week that we're celebrating teachers all over the place. Can you name a teacher that had a significant impact on your life?
Absolutely. My 7th grade zoology teacher, Mr. Ross.
Zoology.
Yeah, we dissected sharks and crawfish and all kinds of things. And I really loved his class for 2 reasons. One, it was really hard, but he showed me that when you really have high expectations, kids will rise to the occasion. And so I had to work really, really hard in that class, but I learned so much. And to this day, I still remember a lot of the things that I learned in that class. He was also very, very kind and just showed me how important relationships are. And I'll give you a very quick story. When I was a 7th grader, I had neck gear, the thing where you for your teeth and you gotta wrap it around the back. Yes, it's the ultimate nerd licking device. And I remember one morning, I would wear it all the time outside of school, but of course would never want to wear it at school because
you don't want to do that.
That was not cool. And I remember one morning I came early to work on one of the dissections in his class, and I was the only one there, so I was wearing it, and I was so focused on the dissection that I lost track of time. So when the bell rang and kids started pouring in, I still had it on. And to this day, and this was almost 30 years ago, I remember this, he came up, he just tapped me on my shoulder and he just pointed, and I quickly took it off before any kids could see. So he probably forgot about that 10 seconds later, but it stayed with me all this time because he knew that I was a little self-conscious about it. So
wow.
It's the small things like that, the relationships and the expectations that make a huge difference.
It's weird. You're going from dissecting sharks to the superintendent. That's a big deal. So he definitely had a huge impact. And I think it's really, really phenomenal that all of us have that one teacher that we finally interact with, and they literally kind of give us that little nudge or push us right in the right direction, and then everything starts clicking. So that is amazing. It's weird though. I have never ever been in a zoology class, and I have never ever dissected a frog or a shark. And I'm happy that it has never happened because I don't think I would have made it there. That's great. That's phenomenal. All right. Next question. We want to talk about just like the state of Richmond Public Schools. And as I said, I can definitely say, and I'm going to attest to it, that since I've been a part of RPS and since your administration has come in, there have been some phenomenal changes that we definitely, I can say as a teacher, appreciate. And so the question that we have here is, where in RPS are you seeing impactful work done? Or is there more, is there a specific area where you feel like, man, we are killing it in this area as a district?
Well, it's a great question. I think one of the challenges we face is that everything we were in the middle of kind of got a big pause button pressed
Mm-hmm.
with the coronavirus, and so we're going to have to think probably a little bit differently about how we do things when we come back, so that we can continue the momentum that we have. And so, to answer your question even more directly, some of the things I'm really excited about is that we have been able to move forward with some of the pieces of the strategic plan, Dreams for RPS, and begin to get those going. I'm really excited to be able to start the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics
Yes,
academies at
that is
MLK and
great.
Henderson. Those are going to be awesome, and looking forward to continuing even more work like that going forward. I'm really excited that we've been able to put forward raises for teachers and for other staff. Obviously, we have a long way to go, but over the last several years, we've been able to put in place 5% increases, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more this year as well. I'm really excited on the school culture front that we've been able to start the trauma-informed work and restorative justice
Yeah.
work. That's so critical to disrupting the school to prison pipeline. Really excited about on the community and family engagement front, the home visits that we've been able to start and the mentoring
Yes.
programs. I think those are really exciting. And then on the operations front, really thrilled that we're getting close to finishing up 3 brand new schools, which will open up
Yep.
when we return, and beginning to tackle some of those big other facility projects like new air conditioning in a number of buildings, new heating in a number of buildings. Obviously, we have a long way to go, but beginning to chip away at those needs.
And when I started seeing like a lot of the initiatives for Dreams for RPS, I was like, this is some like, when I say some of the best stuff that I've ever seen as far as things that you want to implement inside of our district. And one of the things that you told that was really important was about the initiatives to stop that school to prison pipeline and everything like that or whatever. I think that is so phenomenal. And then even with the trauma informed care, because so many of our babies are dealing with so many issues at home, and being able to provide that intensive training for teachers to help them better to assist the children that are going through those situations, I think is really phenomenal. So kudos to you and Harry and everybody else that is doing such an amazing job there. I'm so excited for these initiatives, and I'm so excited for those 3 new schools that are going to be opening up. I'm also really excited for the STEM programs that are going to be happening at Henderson and MLK. I'm sending some of my babies to those middle schools, so they're going to be in great hands. So I cannot wait for those things to happen.
Awesome.
Okay. Next question. So what does an education mean to you? Like, what does that mean to you, having an education?
Well, I think really education is about freedom. And if you are going to have a shot at living a truly free life, and by that I mean being able to live your dreams, it really comes down to having a great education. And I think we can all agree in America today, opportunity is not provided equally. Some kids get more of a step up than other kids, and tragically, that still breaks down largely by class and race. And so, really one of the things that motivates me every day is ensuring that every single child in Richmond gets a great education, so that whatever their dreams are, they can really live those and not have those dreams dashed later on because they didn't get the education that they really deserved. And so that to me is at its core, living your dreams, having the skills and knowledge and capital necessary to be truly free and live your dreams.
And you know what's funny? You mentioned something that was so key and so important as far as the freedom part. You know, I tell my students all the time, you know, when we have conversations, you know, and they kind of tell me like what's going on in their neighborhoods and things that they're experiencing. And I tell them all the time, I said, you know, I grew up in one of the roughest parts of Brooklyn that is known to man, which is called Brownsville, Brooklyn. And our murder rate was twice the national average. There was so many things that was happening in that community, but I knew that education was going to be my way to get out of that environment. And so that's what I always continue to focus on. Now, I wasn't always the best student in elementary school, but I tried really hard. And it really put me in a position to go to college and to make us something out of myself. And here I am now, a teacher, doing things that I didn't think I was going to able to being able to do. And I really firmly believe that education is the key. If you get a good quality education, you got to take advantage of it, that you'll be able to kind of like literally live out your dreams. So that is so key. That is so key. I thank you for that. All right.
Yeah.
So now, you know, a lot of these questions I'm giving you are from teacher polls.
Sure.
So I got to ask you a tough question.
Yeah, go for it.
I can't give you all the easy ones.
I don't mind the tough ones.
So this question has come up, I think, in the questions that we surveyed, it's got to come up at least 9 out of the 10 times that this question has been asked. So, you know, before the pandemic happened, you know, a lot of teachers were preparing for the gala that we were supposed to have. And so we know that in the budget, that gala costs around maybe $100,000 or something like that or whatever. So a lot of teachers are kind of asking, like, you know, what's going to be happening with those funds? Are those funds like roll over, or are they going to go to another RPS initiative? Like, they really want to know what's happening with those funds, because, you know, I think it's really key that they know where those funds are going, because they want to make sure it's going to be going to either benefiting the teachers or benefiting our babies. So they really wanted to know where those funds are going.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we zeroed out that category once we knew we weren't going to be able to do that this spring. And we moved all of those funds over to purchase Chromebooks for our kids during the closure. And going forward, we're going to try to get donors, philanthropy, foundations to put up the funds for that, so that we don't have to use public dollars for the celebration. But we do want to have a celebration. We want to celebrate our teachers of the year and staff members of the year and everybody else. So we do think it's important to celebrate, but all those dollars have gone towards getting Chromebooks for kids.
Trust me, and I was ready. I done went and got a tux and everything. I was ready to come and step out. I had my shiny shoes and everything. I said, this pandemic,
we'll
can't do anything.
We'll have it.
Well, definitely, I know the teachers are going to be really happy to hear that, knowing that those funds went to go purchase Chromebooks for our kids. I know a lot of my students are able to get access now onto computers, because a lot of my students that I talk to, especially their family, try to stay in touch with them as much as I can. They were really constantly asking, when are my kids going to be able to get a Chromebook? They want to get online because I want them to be able to do some of the lessons online and stuff like that or whatever. So that is really amazing to hear that. Okay. So I think we've covered just about all the bases, but I need a really huge favor.
Yeah.
So I need you to go ahead and leave a lasting message for the teachers who are going to be watching this video, because I think it's really important that they hear something from our superintendent, our leader, our boss. And I think any inspirational message that you can give us will be really appreciated.
Well, that's easy, because our teachers are amazing. I mean, all you need to do is look at those shout outs that I've been sending out every day. I have a document on my computer that is, I think it's now almost 70 pages long, filled with shout outs for our teachers who are doing the most amazing things, from the FaceTime and the Zoom and Google Hangout meetings, all of those things, to driving by their kids' houses to drop off books and other materials, to calling to check in, make sure kids have food or computers or whatever they need. And I think it's just one small example during this incredible time that shows the dedication, the passion, the heart, the skill of our teachers. And so my message to them is thank you. We love you. We're so grateful to you. As you know, I've been teaching math every day.
Yeah.
And I have to say, of everything I have to deal with right now, that's the thing that stresses me out the most. And it's just a visceral reminder of just how hard it is to teach, to prepare, to think through your lesson, to respond to student questions, and meet kids with all different needs. And it just has refreshed in my mind that teaching is the hardest thing I have ever done. It's also I think the best thing I've ever done. But I'm just so grateful to all of our teachers. You guys are really showing all of our VA how incredible you are. I think lots of parents are realizing how hard it is to be a
Uh-huh.
teacher right now. And so thank you. We love you. You're incredible. And just keep doing the extraordinary work you're doing for our kids every day.
Thank you so much. Now, let me tell you something. I caught a couple of your math lessons. I said, listen, when we need a sub, I know who I'm calling. We're going to get him in here because I caught a couple of your math lessons. So if you were under pressure, you didn't show it. So that looks great.
Thank
That's
you.
phenomenal.
Thank
So
you.
we thank you so much for coming on and sharing this message with us and answering these questions so candidly. You know, I see nothing but a great future for RPS. I'm so proud to be a part of this family. I'm not going anywhere. You make sure
Good.
you don't go anywhere.
No.
we got a lot of work to do. So I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And thank you to all of our teachers. Have a great day.
All right.
Okay, take care.